What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again for another video. Sorry for the lack of uploads. I'm really trying to get back on the grind of this. You guys know I still love hockey and I'm very excited for it to come back. I'm still a super fan. It's just I haven't been able to record as much. Now, I do have other channels. That's the reason why. But this video, I needed to talk about this. The Arizona Coyotes are going through some weird stuff right now. I have been confused for the past couple days. You guys are seeing a tweet right now on the screen. If I look over, it's because all my information's on my computer screen. You guys know that. But just the situation itself, we started hearing rumblings and talk that John Chayka, the GM of the Arizona Coyotes, was not with the team, and people were kind of okay, maybe because he doesn't want to risk getting sick, he wants to stay with his family. Okay, it makes sense. But the reasoning behind it hasn't really been clear, and now John Chayka is out as Arizona Coyotes GM. So we've got some reports that are kind of going against each other. We've got Chayka's message to everybody in the media, which we will get to, and what the Coyotes have been saying to everybody in the media. So we're going to get to those and kind of look at those and think, okay, what's going on here? So first I want to talk about this tweet here from Pierre LeBrun. He said, hearing via a league source that John Chayka terminated his contract with the Coyotes just over 48 hours ago. He had 3 years remaining on it. No confirmation yet from the team. Now, obviously, we know now that there's confirmation. And I guess because of the whole terminating a contract, stuff like that, I was really confused on how a GM can just be okay, I'm terminating my contract, because it's deeper than that. He just doesn't have that choice. I think that Gary Bettman and the NHL have to get involved. Craziness on top of already craziness with the NHL coming back. This is something that I don't think the NHL really wanted to deal with right now. But they're gonna have to. So, anyways, this is wild to me. So, we got word. Obviously, everybody found out on Twitter that this was happening, and it's still confusing. Even with these tweets, you're what's going on? So, basically, the next thing that I want to bring up here is the statement from the Arizona Coyotes. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have seen this yet, but they said in their opening line that he quit as the GM and president of hockey operations. Now, that right there is just here you have it. He quit right off the bat. The club is disappointed by his actions and his timing as the Coyotes prepare to enter the NHL's hub city of Edmonton. So, saying they're disappointed, basically saying they're pissed off. They're very pissed off that he's doing this right before the playoffs. Very important time. Now they're scrambling, even though there's already a replacement, technically an interim GM, but still scrambly in an already crazy time, like I said earlier. So they're obviously joining the postseason for the first time since 2012. They were fifth in the Pacific. They didn't have the best year, and we'll get to that in a second, but they're in. But now, even more craziness. So Chayka has chosen to quit on a strong and competitive team. They were really going after him. A dedicated staff and the Arizona Coyote fans. So the greatest fans in the NHL. So basically what they're saying here is that he quit on you, the fan base. He quit on all of you. He quit on the team. He quit on everybody. So there's some deeper stuff going on here. The club is moving forward and has named Steve Sullivan as interim GM, like I had mentioned. He has the full support of the entire organization, including team ownership, executive leadership, players, and coaches. The club will have no further comment on the matter as the club remains focused on the opportunity to pursue a Stanley Cup. So the Coyotes are probably never really going to full-on say what happened, but we're going to get more information on it, I'm sure, as time goes on, with the insiders giving us more information on it. And I kind of hope we figure it out, because we have a statement from John Chayka that is completely different from what the Coyotes are saying. And I mean, it's kind of expected, because the Coyotes really went after him in that statement. John Chayka released this statement to me on Sunday afternoon. This was from a post on Twitter. I can't remember which person tweeted it out. I apologize. But I think Chris Johnston also posted it, so maybe it was him. But the past 4 years have been the most enjoyable of my life in Arizona. I became a husband and a father while working as hard as possible to make the Coyotes a Stanley Cup contender, which he did make a lot of moves, and we'll get to that in a second. I love our players, coaches, staff, and fans, and I very much wish I could be with the team in Edmonton. Sadly, the situation created by ownership made that an impossibility. So he's saying, no, it's not me, it's ownership. They're the ones that are saying that I can't be there, or I can't make things happen. Maybe there was a problem between the two sides, but enough that one side saying he quit on the fans and the team, and one side saying that the ownership quit on him, essentially. Craziness. Basically, he said, "That's all I intend to say on this matter for now. A fuller, more detailed explanation may be necessary in the near future." So he's looking like he's going to say something, or he might tell a member of the media and they're going to say it, because, sometimes if information needs to get out, people will say it on the low and be like, cough, cough, hint, wink, wink, here, this is the information, now go and tell everybody so I don't look bad. That could happen. But here's the thing, we don't know which side here. Maybe nothing's bad, but it kind of sounds like it is. So somebody's going to have to be exposed here. Until then, I wish the Coyotes good luck in Edmonton and thank every member of our pack for the support shown to Catherine, our daughter, and myself over the years. Also, I want to congratulate Steve Sullivan as he steps into a new role. We've worked side by side for years. He is a great person and terrific hockey mind. Just to stay unbiased, I'm going to go back to this Pierre LeBrun tweet so that way I'm not looking like I'm on one side or the other. But this is weird, guys. This is really weird. So one side is telling you one thing, the other side's telling you another. We're getting completely different statements from both sides, and it looks like this is probably going to be something that we hear about, and I'm very excited for that. Even though I hope it's nothing really bad, because then that just sucks. But we need to hear what's going on, because this is ridiculous. I can't believe this happened, because when Chayka was hired, a lot of people around the NHL were like, he's young, he's fresh, because a lot of GMs around the league are like older guys that are just recycled around teams. Like, you don't really see new faces come in all that often. And if you do, they get just tossed to the side when another, bigger name GM becomes available, which to each their own. But, we've seen guys like Kyle Dubas, John Chayka come in here and be a younger, fresh mindset. But you've seen over time that Chayka was making moves. I can remember him making a move to take on bad contracts. I believe it was the Zetterberg contract or the Datsuk contract. Like, he was helping Detroit when they were going after Stamkos. Because Chayka was trying to acquire picks to put, Datsuk on LTIR. Like, there was a bunch of moves that he was doing that were more like thinking forward and making sense out of things. So, he was doing that, but then, he acquired Phil Kessel. He made the move for Taylor Hall, essentially to be like, okay, now I'm putting some pieces together, and this Coyotes team could have been much better than it actually was. But now their cap situation, if you go and look at Cap Friendly, their cap situation isn't that great. They've got a lot of guys that they need to replace. Of course, Taylor Hall being one of them. I don't know if that's going to work. Carl Soderberg's a guy that they're going to have to work on. Hinnenströze, if they want to keep him around. Brad Richardson, if they want to keep him around. Christian Fischer. They've got a lot of contracts that they need to deal with. And with the flat cap, they're not going to have a ton of money to use. Like, they have like $1.5 million according to Cap Friendly and projected cap space. But of course, these numbers get moved around all the time. And if there's a buyout or something like that, they'll have an opportunity. But they have guys that are making quite a bit of money, like Derek Stepan is making 6.5. Phil Kessel is making 6.8. And you have to imagine that if a guy like Taylor Hall is going to be playing for you, you need to pay him a lot of money. They've got Michael Grabner getting paid $3.5 million a season. So looking at their stats, we have Nick Schmaltz was leading the team with 45 points in 70 games. You need way more scoring than that. Of course, with a full season of Taylor Hall, he's more than likely at the top. But he had 27 points in 35 games played with the Coyotes. But again, like Clayton Keller, 44 points in 70 games. He's getting paid quite a bit, although I don't hate his contract. Connor Garland, 39 points in 68 games played. Christian Dvorak, 38 and 70. Phil Kessel, 38 and 70 as well. You're hoping that you get way more production out of him. Oliver Ekman-Larsson getting paid a ton of money, 30 points in 66 games played. Derek Stepan, like I said, 28 points in 70 games played. A lot of the guys on their team aren't exactly getting the type of production that you need, from guys getting paid that much money. So it's kind of like you made some really good moves, but at the same time, now the Coyotes are in this, playoffs. Well, I don't know why I did this, but technically like play-in and then playoffs. And then when you go into the offseason, it's going to be really difficult for them to maneuver some pieces around and figure out ways for them to get better. because the money's tight. It's kind of a situation like Toronto's in, even though they're better fit for the future, because technically, you know, they've got guys that are scoring like crazy, and they've got guys that are putting up massive points, whereas the Coyotes don't really have that right now, and they don't have the luxury of being able to swap pieces out of their bottom six and keep top end talent towards the top. This is a tricky situation, but as far as the whole Chayka thing, as more comes out, we're gonna, like, I want to keep updated with it and make a video on it, because I'm very intrigued about this. And you know, by the time I post this, maybe more information's out, I don't know. But this is crazy to me. I can't believe that something like this would happen, especially in the time that we're in, like right before the playoffs as well. So let me know what you guys think about this, and if you are new, make sure to subscribe, join the squad. I know a lot of people have unsubscribed recently and not watched the videos, but if you could tell a friend, recommend my videos, I'd really appreciate that. I love talking hockey, and I want to produce way more content for you guys. So thank you guys so much, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.